Hey there, folks, and welcome back to the I Am CDB project. I, of course, am your host, CDB. You are not, and today we're going to use the RazoRock switch, which you see here. It comes in a box like this. Nothing remarkable, but it's about what you expect at the price range, which is $39.99. Now, the interesting thing about this razor, and as far as I know, this is the only razor in existence that does this thing, which is it behaves like it simulates or emulates, let's say, a straight razor, so you can use it in that orientation. But also, in the event you don't want to use it like a straight razor, I'm going to unscrew the knob here and put that down. You can use it also as a traditional safety razor, like so. And then, of course, we can put the knob back on. One thing I would caution you about is I wouldn't use this over an open sink with the drain plug pulled out, because this could very easily go down the drain. Excuse me. Anyway, today we're going to use it like a straight razor. And it has been quite some time since I've used a straight razor or a Shavette or anything like it. So there could be blood. And I debated whether or not to give it a trial run off cam, but I figure, what's the point of that? You know, I'm always talking about doing things organically and you know, giving people my first impressions live and so on and so forth. So let's just use it live in the straight razor or Shavette sort of orientation, and then we'll see how it goes. Of course, I've already dropped I didn't put the screw that holds it together in. I did screw in the bottom, but not the top. So we will fix this now and put the little stud in and get going. Make sure you tighten everything up. You don't want it slipping around on you. And again, this is the only razor like this that I'm aware of that actually can double and be a Shavette type razor as well as a traditional safety razor. And so it's totally unique as far as I know, as of the date of this recording, which is the 13th of January. If there is something out there like this, I don't know. I believe this was the brainchild of Michael with Italian Barber, who's Joe's partner. And by the way, we're using amici also, which means, I believe, friend in Italian. Also just picked up a block of pre-shave. I hardly ever use pre-shave. I don't need pre-shave, but you know, what the heck, let's slap some on. This is lime. Smells great. I really like lime. And so this will serve as a, you know, a lather booster as you need it, or just help everything get started in terms of your shave. I didn't really have a lot of moisture there, so I didn't get a lot of pre-shave on. Let's go ahead and wet it down a little bit. And let's lather up with some amici, and then we'll see what the damage is with this razor. And by the way, the products that you see or anything that I get new are because of you, the viewers. I do monetize my videos, so I make a little bit of money. Not a ton, but a little bit. So anything that I buy new is made possible by viewers. So I want to thank all of you. So please subscribe, hit that thumbs up button. It helps me out. The more views, the more gear I'm able to procure and bring to you. And so I appreciate you watching, and it certainly helps me out. So thank you once again. Okay, we're lathered up sufficiently, and we'll hope for the best, because there's no guarantee this is going to be a good experience, because I am extremely rusty in this style of shaving, and especially since this isn't really even like a straight in terms of the way you would hold a straight razor. So let's just sort of orient it to my face and ease into the angle. There we go. Not bad. Just trying to find that angle. And the first few strokes, not bad. One of the things I would tell you with Shavettes or any sort of straight razor is, when I've cut myself, typically it's been when I'm first putting that razor to my face. So you're probably best to lay it flat and then just sort of ease into your angle like that. And that seems to be doing just fine. So we're off to a decent start. Again, I'll sort of lay that flat and then ease into that cutting angle, and just be careful because, again, this type of shaving, it takes practice. And if you're not accustomed to doing it, it's considerably different than shaving with your regular safety razor in terms of the way it feels, and it's, you know, so it takes some time. And I'm certainly not adept at it, but we're doing okay so far. And so we'll just thank the good Lord that we're off to a decent start. Really, I think the main thing is just finding that angle. Starting relatively with it flat and then rotating down until you feel it cutting. It's doing an okay job. Actually a good job so far. There we go. Feels good, actually. No problems so far. It's a little more difficult, of course, when you move to your left hand. I don't have the same sort of dexterity with my left hand as I do with my right, so that makes it a little more difficult, but actually, that feels pretty good. I gotta say, that feels better than expected, especially since it's been, couple of years, or at least well over a year, since I've used any type of Shavette, straight razor, or anything like it. So it feels pretty good, actually. But we're early in the process, so it could still go terribly wrong. So stand by. Let's see how we do. If we can continue to avoid mangling ourselves. A little more attention. I'm paying a little more attention with this than I would with my regular safety razor. Regular safety razor, you know, I can do it sleeping. This is a different ball game entirely. And so, not too bad. So far, not too bad. I can't really get too close there. I can't see really where I'm at here as much. So maybe I'll touch that up. Maybe I'll put it in the safety razor orientation at the end and touch it up. So this video is going to be a little bit longer. So please bear with me, but that was okay for a first pass, considering I'm extremely rusty. Honestly, this razor is a surprise to me. I figured it, you know, it'd be mangling myself, or, you know, cutting myself all over the place. But that was pretty smooth. Obviously, I'm going easy and slow, but that went quite well. And by the way, the Amici here is doing a good job as well. I don't have any problem with RazoRock soaps. You'll hear people that do not like them, but I really don't have any problem. Now this might be a little bit odd coming at this angle. And let's see, I'm not sure if maybe we should approach it this way. That's one way to do it. Using my right hand in that orientation feels a little bit, oh, it's not bad once I get started. It's all just a little bit different. Not bad. Not bad. Actually, the razor rinses pretty good in there, not getting a lot of clogging or anything, so that's good. And again, I caution you, when you're putting the razor to your face, be careful. That's when I've cut myself with Shavettes more times than not. There we go. All right. So for this pass down underneath, we'll go. It's really a little, you just have to sort of rock that until you find the orientation you want. It's just different from your regular traditional DE shave in terms of the razor's facing a different way. It just feels different, but no problem. It's going okay so far, so we'll take it. If we're moving along without a lot of issues, we'll just continue pressing forward and hope that it comes out okay. Obviously, it's a little bit awkward for me because, you know, it's been so long since I've shaved this way, and I think I'm gonna just come over with my right. Typically don't do it this way, but I have a lot more dexterity with my right hand. There we go. Not bad. And I think for the third pass, I'm going to, instead of doing it in this orientation, twist it to the safety razor orientation and roll with it that way. It's just a little tricky finding the cutting angle. But once you do, actually it's not shaving bad at all. I'm gonna switch it, the orientation, to safety razor orientation. And we'll do our last pass in a traditional safety razor sort of way. I don't want to tempt fate, third pass, but I'll keep using it from time to time and see if I get better at it. Again, once you put it in safety razor orientation, you can put it back on the, you can put the stud on the end like so, and we'll screw it down and get going. Anyway, that was a little awkward, but overall, I'm pleased with it because I didn't cut myself and I don't look a mess, more than the mess that is me normally, I should say. So we'll call it a success, even though it was only 2 passes. And we're gonna clean up in a DE orientation. But I just wanted to show you, because I haven't seen this razor being used a lot or talked about. And so this is a unique and original offering from RazoRock. People complain a lot about they just copy everything and they don't make anything of their own. Well, here we have it. Unique product from RazoRock. And so now let's roll with the regular DE orientation. Feels a little bit mild this way to me. Pretty mild. I think overall it's a mild razor. Obviously, I'm far more accustomed to using a razor in that sort of way. Guys who are straight razor shavers will find the angle much easier when it's in that Shavette type orientation. Again, it's been probably at least 2 years or more since I've had any kind of Shavettes on the channel. So it's definitely been a while, but honestly, for a first run, even though it was awkward and, you know, having trouble finding the cutting angle, that's just me being cautious. You know, once you find the angle and you're accustomed and you develop confidence with it, it'll go much better. Now, one thing I would say is, generally speaking, using it in a straight razor orientation, if you're new, would not be where you start. I would probably start with the safety razor, you know, figure out what your skin tolerates, and doing the wet shaving, the traditional style shaving, become proficient at that. And then maybe take on the Shavette or straight razor style of shaving. Anyway, I lost a light again. That light bulb must be loose. I need to fix that because that's the second time it's gone out. Anyway, we've cleaned up enough. Look, for my use, being an absolute rusty novice at this point on Shavette's type shading, I'll call it a success. This is a neat razor. If you don't like shaving with it like a Shavette, then you can always use it this way, so all is not lost. And I think that was the intent by the good folks at Italian Barber, was, hey, let's design something that can be used sort of like a Razorine, that Italian sort of Shavette, but can also, in case they don't like it, or you need a cleanup, let's say like me, can use it this way. So I call that success. No weepers or cuts that I can see. Everything feels pretty good. I think I'll touch up right there a little bit on this side, but I'll do that off camera. There, the light comes back. I need to screw that in tighter. Anyway, thanks. The video has gone a little bit long. Had a nice shave. I'm going to touch up a little bit off cam. I want to thank you once again for joining, and I really do appreciate you visiting and subscribing. Clicking that thumbs up really helps me out. Until next time, I've been your host, CDB. You're not. God bless.